Hey guys, what's going on? Kel back here yet again with another Warhammer 40,000 related video representing the 40k YouTube channel. Today it's going to be another faction focus, but today it's going to be on the Adeptus Mechanicus, the Lords of Mars, the guys who build all the Mechanican weapons, the Titan Legions, all the weapons for the Space Marines and the Sisters of Silence and the Sisters of Battle and all sorts. So it's going to be about that. If you're new to the channel, thank you very much for tuning in. We post Warhammer 40,000 content every single day. So if you're interested in Warhammer 40,000, anything related to Warhammer 40,000, news, reviews, tips, painting videos, battle reports, anything like that, like the video and more importantly, subscribe to the channel. It's a new channel. Every subscribe helps. Because we want me and Cole, who do this channel, want to build the channel into something new. There's a few people subscribed already. Thank you very much to everyone who subscribed to the channel. Getting close to 30 subs now, trying to really push for 100, and it would be fantastic if we got there. But like I said, enough of that. Today is going to be a quick video, hopefully, on the faction focus about the Adeptus Mechanicus. I'm not a big follower of the Adeptus Mechanicus. I haven't read the article, so it's going to be interesting for me to see if there's anything I can learn myself about them. So let's get into it. So in the latest faction focus, we're heading over to the Red Planet to learn the secrets the tech Adepts of Mars have in store for the Skitarii Legions in the new edition of Warhammer 40,000. The Omnissiah has also graced us with knowledge siphoned from the mind of player tester Andrew Gonyo to aid in the noble cause. We've translated the binary code, and this is what we've discovered. Now, I would normally name some of the units from what I can see in the picture, but all I can see in the background there's some knights, and in the front there's Belisarius Call, and that's about all I know. I think those big sort of square tiny things might be called Dune Crawlers, not 100%, but we'll carry on and see what we can find out. So who are they? The Adeptus Mechanicus is one of the most powerful organisations in the Imperium, for it is they who arm mankind's numberless armies and forge the great battleships that bear them across the stars. The Cult Mechanicus represents the vast and indomitable military wing of the Adeptus Mechanicus itself. They roam the battlefields of the 41st millennium on an endless quest in search for forbidden archaeotech and standard template constructs, priceless relics from the dark age of technology, to recover the long-lost knowledge they once possessed. And now we've got Mechanicus fighting, what do you call them? The Tyranids, fighting waves off of Tyranids. Hopefully they're not the Tyranids bad, because in some of the lore, the Tyranids are posed and set to be the single greatest threat to the entire galaxy. So how are they playing the new edition? Elite player tester and tournament veteran Andrew Gonyo returns to us once more, this time on his guys as Skitarii Tribune, to advise us on getting the most from the Cult Mechanicus on the battlefield. Focus your ocular augments and prepare to visually download the following data. Andrew starts with the Adeptus Mechanicus have a lot to look forward to in the new edition. The most striking improvements will be found in the changes to how vehicles for the Adeptus Mechanicus can field quite a few. Interact with enemies while engaging combat, whereas before the vehicles could be bogged down in combat. That's fair with everything. Like all these articles have opened with about the vehicles and the new rules. So we understand that Games Workshop and everyone that every vehicle will get this. Fair enough. So the ability for them to fire at point blank range opens up a lot more options for the Adeptus Mechanicus forces, as they'll be able to sweep enemies clear in short order. And then we've got some what are they? Like, they look like landing vehicles of Second World War, like storming the beaches at Normandy kind of thing. And that one on the right hand side has an enormous like cannon on that. I wonder what that is. I wonder if it's like the heavy laser destroyer weapon. It's got some stubbers. Not quite sure what they are, but we'll crack on. Secondly, in the match play environment in particular, we saw a lot of forces struggling with a lack of units that could be deployed in a flexible fashion. In fact, it made some players feel like they needed to bring allied forces to keep up. or maybe add in Stiggies, okay, or Lucius detachments for the alternate deployment stratagems. Some players just avoided certain unit types that lacked viable delivery methods in their entirety. The upcoming changes to how strategic reserves work will breathe new life into a lot of Adeptus Mechanicus units. The change in board sides presents a new challenge for armies that traditionally rely on making the most of the distance between armies to allow their shooting to take its toll. The change in size isn't drastic, but it does tighten up the play space, forcing the actions and environment to make the game a bit more fast-paced and interesting. For some players, this may initially lead to a feeling of being overwhelmed by more assault-oriented forces a bit sooner than they would have liked. No more hiding in a corner, lobbing shots all game. However, the Adeptus Mechanicus has the tools at its disposal to overcome this. Vehicles firing on enemies within engagement range, and a new core stratagem to allow a trapped unit to break free. There are also some previous less seen units like Cataphren Breaches and Fulgrite Electro Priests, I hope I'm pronouncing them right, waiting to make a comeback and defend your lines. So for 2 CP we have a core stratagem called Desperate Breakout. It was quite a long one, so we'll get into it. Use this stratagem in your movement phase. Select one unit from your army that has not been selected to move this phase and which is in engagement range with at least one enemy unit. Roll a d6 for each model in the unit. For each result of one model in the unit of your choice is destroyed. Okay. Assuming that the unit was not destroyed, it can now attempt to fall back. And when doing so, its models can be moved across enemy models as if they were not there. Alright, that's interesting. Any model in the unit that ends its fallback move with engagement range of an enemy model is destroyed, assuming the unit is not destroyed. It cannot do anything else this turn, i.e. it cannot attempt to manifest psychic powers, shoot, declare a charge, be selected to fight, etc. Even if it has a rule that will allow it to do so after falling back. Okay, so that's interesting. So it means you can get you guys out of combat, but then not really do a lot. There's obviously something I'm missing there. That's a key stratagem, and it's quite CP heavy, so it'll come in handy somewhere. But I'm just wondering where. Any Adeptus Mechanicus players out there, how would that come into use? How would you best utilise that stratagem? Let me know in the comments below. So one of the great things about the Adeptus Mechanicus army is that being Skitarii troops, I generally don't feel like they have any required or auto-include units, depending on the type of force I want to field. Most of my units will serve their purpose and I will easily swap between them. And it goes into some key units. The Adeptus Mechanicus certainly have a devastating potential in the new edition. But which units and army builds will form the backbone of armies of the Omnissiah moving forward? Thankfully, for you budding tech priests out there, Andrew has been given that some thought too. And we've got Cataphren Battle Servitors. Okay, so these are the guys who have got like the heavy plasma cannons and all sorts on their shoulders. I've seen some of these in battle reports. Andrew says there are a couple of different builds I'm looking forward to exploring with my Adeptus Mechanicus army. The first is a Cataphren-centric force. Engine War gave them some amazing new boosts. I'm excited to give them a go on the tabletop. Increases to their durability and boost to their shooting, such as with the learnings of the Genitor Warlord trait, have increased their effectiveness. They make an excellent defensive unit to hold your midfield line and give your heavier firepower units like Castellan robots, Scorpionus disintegrators and Onega Dune crawlers time to shine. So we've got the hyper cybernetic physiology. Get there eventually. Hyper-cybernetic physiology. Roll 1d6 each time a friendly Forge World Cataphrin Breacher, Forge World, Cataphrin Destroyer, or Forge World Servitor model would lose a wound whilst within 6 inches of the Warlord. On a 5+, the wound is not lost. So basically a 5 up, feel no pain. Cool, like that. I'm a big fan of the Cataphron Breachers in particular. They're excellent all-round units, durable, decent in combat, solid at shooting, and they fulfill the midfield jack-of-all-trades role that I like to include in my forces. Units like that are great ways to control the pace of the game and let other flashy units shine. And we've got the Skitarii and Scorpionus Dune Riders. I love the on the back right you can see there's a guy with a long sniper rifle that's on like a tripod kind of thing with his metal legs and stuff. I've always liked those models. I think they're some really cool looking models. Quality. Really, really good. And I love the like the old school look of the weapons, how they're from like the 17th, 16th century, 18th looking century, but they're on Mars. It was a really cool idea. Whoever come up with the idea for the Adeptus Mechanicus, in my idea, needs a pat on the back. Andrew says, the second build, which is my next main hobby project, focuses on lots of small units of Skitarii loaded up in Scorpius Dune Crawlers, backed up by a mixture of harassing units of Corpusculi Electro Priests. I hope I'm pronouncing that properly. Apologies if I don't. And Skitarii Infiltrators. I think this army will also be a great place for me to try out some of the cool new Cerberus Raiders and the Sulfur Hounds. Okay. As well as potentially Strylasers and Sky Stalkers to support them in Skitarii thrusts. One of the best things about the Dune Crawlers is that even when one is destroyed, the precious Skitarii cargo will emerge unscathed. Okay, and we've got Evacuation Sequence. Doesn't cost any CP, and you can use this stratagem in any phase when a Scorpius Dune Crawler model from your army is destroyed. Before any embark units disembark until the end of the phase, when a model disembarks from the Dune Rider model, do not roll to see if it's slain. Alright, okay, so normally for those of you who don't know, when a unit is destroyed, a transport unit is destroyed, and you have models inside, you would roll a d6 for each model, any ones, and that model automatically dies. So that's cool. It says, thanks Andrew. Do you already lead a Skitarii Legion of the Cult Mechanicus in service of the Messiah? Are you about to pledge your allegiance to the Machine God for the first time? Let us know what your plans for the new edition of Warhammer 40,000 Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, using the hashtag New40k. But that's it, guys. Like I said, the Adeptus Mechanicus is not something that I'm clued up on or wise up on, but I would love to hear from people who are. What are the best Adeptus Mechanicus units out there, do you think? What are the heavy hitters? That's what I'm always interested in. What are the big heavy hitting units that can deal out lots of wounds at range? Let me know, guys. Any comments in below, me and Carl will happy to go through them, read them all, and respond to all of them as soon as we see them. But that's going to be it. If you're still here to the end and you like the video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Every subscribe really helps, guys. I don't need to go on about that too much, but most important is to leave some comments. Me and Carl love reading them. It gets conversations going, and we would love to hear from every single one of you. That's going to be it, guys. Thank you very much for watching the video all the way through if you have. We post Warhammer 40,000 content every single day, just like this. And when the lockdown is up and we'll get a bit more freedom back, we will be doing battle reports as soon as we can. But that's going to be it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. This is Kel signing out for 40k, saying stay safe, look after each other, and until next time, we'll see you later.